Shalom. All right, before I get started, I have to give all thanks and praises unto our power. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wabrakakwadash. Peace, blessings, much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. And the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Okay? You know, coming into this truth, you're going to be rejected. People are not going to receive you as the man of the Lord that you actually are. A lot of men, a lot of people in general are going to overlook you. You're not going to receive much honor because, see, one thing about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he does deal with normal guys. Okay? And then he'll take normal guys and he'll exalt them into being somebody in front of the sight of everyone who looked at them as nothing. Okay? So with that, you know, comes rejection, not being accepted, being casted out as weird, or, you know, who does this guy think he is? You get all this opposition because people don't understand us. All right? Especially for you who are really in this path, those who the Lord is really dealing with. You understand these symptoms. Okay? So let's go to the book of Amos, chapter 7 and verse 10. Then Amaziah, the priest of Bethel, sent to Jeroboam, king of Israel. So Jeroboam, he was king over the northern kingdom. Rehoboam, he was king over the southern kingdom, because after King Solomon had passed, there was a split in Israel. The kingdom was divided. Saying, Amos hath conspired against thee in the midst of the house of Israel. The land is not able to bear all his words. So Amos, just like us, he was a man of the Lord. But Amos himself, as you're going to find out here shortly, he was just an average guy. Just like a lot of us in this ministry, we're average guys. We come from a lot of just average backgrounds. And it's funny because many of us, we had talents. We could have actually been somebody. But the Lord always kept us, you know, basically out of that light because he didn't want that for us. We could have been dominating and all these different things that you see Jake dominating in. But you see how they have to live and the things they have to do to obtain and keep that lifestyle. So it's beautiful that the Lord has kind of kept us as normal guys at this point of time. Verse 11, for thus Amos saith, Jeroboam shall die by the sword, and Israel shall surely be led away captive out of their own land. You think they wanted to hear that? Absolutely not. But see, one thing about the men of the Lord, we often say things that people may not want to hear, but that does not take away the fact of the message and that we're sent from the Lord. Now, you think we're supposed to come out of the sky and float down unto you as the wind is blowing and our garments wavering, you know, as we're descending down to earth. The Lord has always dealt with normal guys. Okay? That way he can ultimately receive his glory. Verse 12, Amos 7 and 12. Also Amaziah said unto Amos, O thou seer. Seer is another way of saying a prophet, because a seer has the vision. The visionaries can see the future because the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are in them. Okay? O thou seer, go flee thee away into the land of Judah, and there eat bread and prophesy there. But prophesy not again anymore at Bethel, for it is the king's chapel and it is the king's court. Hey, look, you don't want to hear the prophets, man. You want us to flee. You want us to go somewhere else. A lot of times you expect some famous celebrity to tell you something before it's believable, or someone with a whole lot of subscribers and followers to tell you something before it's believable. But the Lord has set up a stumbling block to where this truth primarily is coming out of men who are deemed average, normal guys, man. Me, I have to go and clock in at a job, man. I work for Esau. I don't own a business, you know. I don't have a maid. I don't have an accountant. Okay, I'm just a normal guy. But the Lord actually deals with normal guys, and people want to see us moved out the way. Okay. Verse 14. Then answered Amos and said to Amaziah, I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son, but I was a herdman and a gatherer of sycamore fruit. So he was just a normal guy. He just looked after cattle. Similar to King David. Before King David was made king, he was just a normal guy, man. He was looking after sheep. He was attending to sheep. But the Lord used him and gave him a great name in Israel. Okay? Well, the Lord does that with us. We may come off as normal. We don't get subscribers. We're not really accepted like that right now. But that's how the Lord is doing this. Okay? Until the day comes that he exalts us. And the time will come. And the Lord took me as I followed the flock, and the Lord said unto me, Go prophesy unto my people Israel. Now, therefore, hear thou the word of the Lord. Thou sayest, Prophesy not against Israel, and drop not thy word against the house of Isaac. And as always, you want us to stop preaching and prophesying. But the Lord told us to drop this word. But y'all don't want us to drop this word. Okay? We're not about to drop the word. We're not about to drop the mic. We're about to keep preaching and prophesying as the Lord had told us to do. And then in doing so, what has happened, many have deemed us as their enemy because we're telling them the truth of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Galatians chapter 4 and verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? And that's what happens. You tell our people the truth, they deem you as the enemy, especially when you come off as just some normal guy. In their mind, it's like, who are you? What gives you the audacity to say what you're saying, to feel or to think how you think? Isaiah chapter 66. Isaiah chapter 66, and I'm going to go down to (5). Hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, Let the Lord be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. So you're going to be hated by many people. You're going to be separated from close acquaintances. Your family members may separate from you. Men in this ministry may separate from you. But the Lord does things like that because ultimately the Lord deals with the little guys, man. The Lord deals with the lowly, the little children in mind when it comes to their humility. But then when it comes to their understanding, when it comes to their boldness, they're as men. Okay? And seeing how a lot of us are hated for no given reason other than telling the truth. Okay, now certain men, they may not be moved by particular videos because in their mind, oh, that's not deep. You know, certain men, you can tell they're in this to be entertained as well. And they're teaching. They'll, say how great this man's video was and blah, blah, blah. But as I've mentioned before, it's always guys that are popular that always get all the praise and all that. And that's fine. We're not in our glory right now. But in particular, a lot of the times, the little guy, he in the cut and he's laboring. And it's like, it's a thankless position, you know, being a solo teacher in this ministry and being separated from your family. You're separated from men in these camps. You're just separated. But it teaches you how to be a soldier for Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. It grounds you more to where you know, because you've been tried and you're still being tried, that you are about this. None of that has made you shaky enough to say, I'm going back in the world. Going through that fire, being tried in the line of fire, even through rejection, and bearing those burdens, bearing those afflictions. That's what the Lord wants to see. And that's what's going to cause us to be, you know, great, great men with immortal bodies, you know, an everlasting salvation, never have to worry about crying because of our mind being filled with sorrow, you know, whether it be through the death of somebody or through some woman committing adultery, right? Someone trying to steal from you, anything. Okay, with adultery, it's typically like someone stealing from you as well. But we're not going to witness that stuff in the kingdom. And that's why seeing this world decline as it's doing, it's beautiful for us. Okay, so all the rejection and people looking at us as just average guys, who the hell do we think we are? That's good. That's a good thing. Hear ye the word of the Lord. This is Isaiah 66:5. Hear the word of the Lord, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast out your name's sake, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let the Lord be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. Okay, so a lot of our people are going to be put to shame who have rejected us, and we've done nothing wrong. But coming into this ministry, you're already hated. Then you find out, dang, you're even hated by men in the ministry. Then you be feeling like you're just cold and alone and all that. But, you know, the Lord is what holds us up ultimately. You know, and if the Lord deems it, you know, he'll raise up another brother with you, if that be his will. You know, the scriptures tell you where two or more are gathered in my name. OK, there he is in the midst. So if there's just one person listening, OK, well, that's church. All right. Let's go to the book of Psalms 27. And 10. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. So your own parents can forsake you. Your spiritual parents can forsake you. There's times in this ministry you can just feel just alone, man. You can be surrounded by a lot of people and you just still feel like you're in solitary confinement, like you're just alone. A lot of your days may feel like that being in this ministry. Just alone because, see, the Lord has taken us out the world. And with that, some of the feelings of sorrow and grief, you know, and bitterness may come with that. And then let's say you go out, you want to have a drink, you want to do certain things. It doesn't really quench your righteous appetite. You want the kingdom. We want the kingdom. So a lot of times, even when we do things that we may enjoy, we go right back to sorrowness of heart. Although we joy, although we're happy, although the kingdom of heaven's at hand, you just have those times where you just feel that grief, that bitterness just eating you up. And it's literally like the Lord is dangling you over fire. And all you can do is just marinate in it. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. So we have many enemies. Even our father and our mothers can become our enemies. Our brethren and our sistren, biological kin, becoming enemies. Men in this ministry who have the same belief, or they act like it at least, becoming your enemies, man. Okay? There's a lot that comes with being a man of the Lord. It's a very, very trying and turbulent job, but it's what's required, and it's very worth it in the end, man. It's absolutely worth it. Okay? Don't get it twisted. It's absolutely worth it. Psalms chapter 68 and verse 6. God setteth the solitary in families. So the Lord can separate you from your own family and have you alone. Out of your whole family, he can just call you. Okay? He bringeth out those which are bound with chains. So he brings out those that are bound with chains. Where are we bound with chains at? The most in our minds. See, you can hop in your car and you can go drive and get you something to eat. You can hop in your car, go drive and go to a bar, do what you want to do. If it's in if it's in your capability of doing so, I guess. But we're still captivated in our minds mentally. Okay? We have I'd say the majority of our people, they're going to stay with those chains wrapped around their brains, of course. But we have such a trying job that the Lord already knows that the majority of people ain't even going to wake up. Okay? Imagine having your father tell you to go in a house and exalt your voice and call for certain people that he knows aren't even in the house. He just wanted to see you do it. Here it is, you calling Craig, Mike. You yelling your voice because your father told you to do so. He on the outside of the house like ain't nobody even in there. I just want to make sure he was going to listen. Well, the Lord has us teaching, doing this work, seeing that the majority of our people are not going to listen. He's not calling us based off of how many people we draw in. We go to the kingdom of heaven and it's based on, oh, you woke up 20 brothers? Oh, man, I woke up 300 brothers. Oh, I only woke up 3 brothers. No, it ain't even about that. It's about obedience, man. But with that obedience, it draws enemies because we're pleasing the Lord, we are offending the world. Okay, because the majority have chains around their brains. God setteth the solitary in families, he bringeth out those which are bound with chains. But the rebellious dwell in a dry land. John chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Going into how a lot of our people are bound with those chains. The chains come off once you understand this truth, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay? Let's go to the Apocrypha, 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 17. Who, when they saw the host coming to meet them, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, and this isn't speaking of Judas that was of the 12. How shall we be able, being so few, to fight against so great a multitude and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day? Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And the same thing is being shown with us in this ministry. Many are being shut up by very few. We are indeed in a war. This is a spiritual war. And when we go out on the streets, when we do these lessons throughout the week, we are indeed in a war. We are at battle. And it's just a few of us. It's just a small church of men that's battling against a world full of just corrupted minds, man. Okay? Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few. And with the power of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company. For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength cometh from heaven. So we're in a battle. This is a spiritual battle. And it's not about, well, it seems like no one's listening. Everyone's rejecting me. It seems like I'm not being effective. It feels like I'm not being useful. People aren't allowing me to be useful. So it is, because we're doing what we're supposed to do, but people are actually turning their face like, nah, I'm cool on that. I'll get to that later, or just not get to it at all. And that's absolutely fine. But nevertheless, this is what we go through. And seeing that victory isn't in a multitude, do not get caught up in thinking that, well, man, it's just me, right? No one's listening. What is the point of all this? I ain't making nothing happen. I ain't causing no effect. I'm not making the water ripple, right? I'm just here. And I've had days where I felt like, man, I'm not even like, what's a good word? I'm not even, I don't want to say like I don't exist. There's been times like in this truth, you feel like you don't even exist, man. At least I have. I've had plenty of days that I could think back. It's just like, I don't even exist, man. I'm just here. I'm literally just like passing through earth until I leave. But victory's not in the multitude. So let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a evil multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. So don't follow the multitude to do evil. That's what the multitude do. They follow what's popular. They go off of trends. They go off of he say, she say. We are supposed to follow what the word says, because we know through this word, it's faithful and true. It's not going to deceive us. It's not going to lead us astray, because the Lord, Yahweh, through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, they are not men that they should lie, man. They are very honest men. And within this word, which is found truth, that's what we go by. We don't go by what everybody else is doing. Let them do them. If they want to reject us, if they want to hate us, they want to see us as weird, they want to call us devils, they want to call us evil, that's totally fine. Okay? Psalms 102 and verse 7. I watch and am as a sparrow alone upon the housetop. So being in this ministry, you can feel alone. Whether you're in a camp or whether you teach alone, you feel alone being in this ministry. Because if you were a sparrow on a housetop, well, that shows you everyone sees you, but who's up there with you, right? People drive by us. People walk by us. People see us on the internet. People see us, but who's really like down with this? You know, who's really supportive? Well, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is with us, man. And I know there's plenty of men out there in this truth. They're just not talking. You feel alone. But as men, you like to hold things back. We like to hold things back. But me, I'm pretty transparent. You know what I mean? I speak what I feel. And if I feel that what I'm saying is not logical, I'll hold back from it. But if I'm speaking what I feel and I feel like it's coming from a logical standpoint and a spiritual standpoint, I'm going to speak on it. Okay? It's just how I am. I'm pretty transparent to a degree. I watch and am as a sparrow alone upon the housetop. Yeah, imagine a sparrow alone upon a housetop, just chirping by itself. You look up at it, but you're not going to go up there with it, right? Well, that's us in this truth. We're like a sparrow just alone. We're teaching the word. Everybody sees us, but we're alone in this thing. Okay? It's not easy being in this ministry. I'm going to find the scripture. Okay, I'm going to hold that one on deck. I'm going to go somewhere else first. I'm going to go to the book of Colossians. Chapter 3 and verse 1. If ye then be risen with Mashiach, seek those things which are above, where Mashiach sitteth on the right hand of the power. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. So don't get caught up in being rejected. Don't be caught up in views. Don't be caught up in rank. Don't be caught up in trying to be the guy. Just be a normal guy, man, and just teach the word. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be great, if we want to be great, we be humble towards our brethren. Now, being humble don't mean you walk around mopey. Being humble don't mean you're a pushover either. Being humble don't mean you talk like you're a effeminate wimp. That's not what being humble means. Okay? But we give all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. Okay? We'll get our glory after. We'll get our glory when it's time, but it's not that time right now. Verse 3, for ye are dead, and your life is hid with Mashiach in the power. With Mashiach, who as our life shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. So once we get them spiritual bodies, once we get delivered out of this captivity, it's going down. Now, all the people that reject us now, all the people that don't want to be around us now, they will remember how they treated us, man, because the Lord is going to make them remember. We're going to be kings and priests. We're going to be righteous superstars, man, forever and ever, on a level that's never been seen or done before. So when Yahushua appears, we're going to appear with him, Lord willing, and receive that glory. Now let's go to Luke chapter 13 and 25. When once the master of the house is risen up and hath shut to the door, and ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door. I'm gonna read this again, man. This is beautiful. Luke 13 and 25. When once the master of the house is risen up and has shut to the door, the same way that the ark was shut, this door is going to be shut real soon. And ye begin to stand without and to knock at the door, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. So when the elect get beamed up into them ships, a lot of you Israelites who scoffed, who were talking your madness, you're going to wish you were in the chariots with us, man. Okay? This is parabolic. Saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. And he answered and say unto you, I know ye not whence ye are. Then shall ye begin to say, we have eaten and drunk in the presence, and thou hast taught in our streets. Where are the prophets going to be found? Teaching on the streets. So when we get delivered, Lord willing, and we get taken up into the chariots, people are going to acknowledge, hey, those are the guys. That was the guy that was teaching on the street. He was talking about there being chariots and what they were. And he's going into one. The nuclear missiles is on the way. Oh, my God. I wish I was up there with them. Right? He was telling the truth. You're going to have others talking crap. You're going to have others just lost. Right? But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not whence ye are. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when ye shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of the power, and yourselves thrust out. So only the elect are going to be beamed up in them ships. And all you other Israelites that forsook us, that played us for nothing, you're going to be played for nothing. And then in the kingdom, once we actually establish the kingdom on earth, once we come down from them ships, okay, man, it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be so fun. Okay, we're going to be kicking ass because we all out of bubble gum. All right, this kingdom's been full of bubble gum. In the kingdom, we kicking ass, man. You heathen, you're going to have it hard, especially you Edomites, man. All right. So seeing that the battle is as tough as it is, the rejection comes as hard as it does, we are actually going to be exalted. We are actually going to be made somebody. The Lord is taking the average guys, having us live this average lifestyle, so to speak, being looked at as average men. And then he's going to exalt us, and people are going to acknowledge those were the guys that taught in our streets. They're going to be looking up, beholding with their mouth wide open in awe, because it's going to be an amazing sight, and they themselves are not going to be on them ships. Whether it's one ship or many ships, we'll find out. Either way it goes, we're being delivered up in a chariot. Okay? I might close it there. I'll bring out this one. Matthew 22:4. Again, he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. But they made light of it, and they went their ways, one to his farm, another to his merchandise. So people always make light of this truth. We tell them, hey, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yahweh Shai is soon to return. But they'll just go to their life, act like we didn't even say nothing. That day is coming to an end. The day of abusing and misusing, mistreating the Lord's servants, his prophets, is coming to an end. See, what you don't understand, all you non-believers, all you scoffers, all you scorners, all you heathen, it's your turn now. It's your turn. And you're about to find out really soon. It's your turn now. Okay? I'll probably, you know what? I'm going to bring out one more. I will close it there, but I'll bring out this one last scripture. So I'm going to go to Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 11. For the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, saith the Lord. They have belied the Lord, or deceived the Lord, and said, it is not he, neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. And the prophets shall become wind. So people see the men of the Lord as being so unimportant that when we talk, it don't even mean nothing. Man, he's just talking air, man. Let his words be like the wind, man. It's just going to pass away. It ain't going to mean nothing. Don't listen to that guy. And the prophet shall become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them. So they don't believe the word is in us, man. A lot of people just don't see it. Why? Because they see the normal guys. And I know I keep saying that's the last verse, but we have to reflect on what Yahweh Shai said, man. Okay. John chapter 4 and verse 44. For Yahweh Shai himself testified that a prophet hath no honor in his own country. And Yahweh Shai said it out of his own mouth. So a true prophet, for the most part, you're not really going to be honored. You're going to be rejected and hated. And it sucks, because what man wants to be rejected and hated and you can't crush your enemies? You know, that's what you would want to do. But, you know, this is the Lord's setup. And as we go through it, we're becoming stronger. We're becoming more spiritual. We're becoming more patient. We're seeing more spiritual signs. The Lord is showing signs and miracles to us. The Lord told that to the 12, okay, that when he would send them forth, basically signs and miracles will be shown forth after. And you're seeing that, the Lord is constantly raising up men to go out on the streets, teach in front of all these random people in boldness. That's a miracle. That's a sign on its own. But a lot of people may not see it that way. Okay. But I'm going to go on ahead and wrap this lesson up. Lord willing, it was simple and edifying. And I'm going to give all thanks and praises unto our power. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wa Rakakwadash. Shalom.